Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Season 8, Episode 8. So, we are now at the 8th episode, and this season has been good so far. Not perfect, it's had some issues here and there, but that's kind of to be expected. It's been overall very good, though, and I do have a lot of hope going into the future. Now, with today's episode, once again, I'm sorry for being late. It's just Saturdays have been really busy for me lately, so I just haven't had the time or ability to really get to anything yet. Um, but I am really enjoying getting to these when I can and all of that jazz. My hero as well, and yeah, it's still working out, I'd say. And my hair is not cooperating like at all. Um, Either way. So yeah, I know nothing about today's episode. I've luckily been able to avoid spoilers, so there's not really much to say going into this. I'm interested to see what we got though, and I've still got plenty of stuff to check off on the checklist, so let's hope we get something for that. In the meantime though, thank you all for tuning in, and so we're going to get right started. I cannot speak today. We're going to get started right now. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you once again so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. This was a good episode. I don't know if I'd call it great or amazing or anything yet. I am going to have to see it more times to really get a better feel for it. But I really enjoyed it. One, Starlight's family. I wanted to see that. That was on my wish list. And while we only saw one member, it's something. And I still would say it counts. Because it's still family for Starlight. This episode helped develop their characters really well by giving these parents who dote on their children a little too much, and we find out why and everything, and we get a little more to the village, and while it doesn't do like an amazing amount to develop, like maybe how both Starlight and Sunburst were as children, it doesn't like tell us more about their past exactly. It's more like their specifically the relationships with their parents, those specific parents, as well as just a little bit on how obviously the failings of both of them affected their parents. How Starlight's basically going crazy and becoming a power-mad dictator clearly affected her father to the point where he just wanted her to be the little girl he raised and loved. And how Sunburst's failing out of magic school made his mother want to come up with a plan for him so that he could succeed. And you get it. Like throughout this entire episode with their parents acting the way they are, it's like you understand. You don't necessarily agree with their actions, but you understand it. I'm going to say this right off the bat, and if you disagree with me, that's fine, but in my opinion, this is what parental guidance should have been. If you remember Parental Guidance, it's the episode that introduced Rainbow Dash's parents. And my big issue is that when Rainbow Dash confronted her parents about the way they were treating her and acting, and how what they were doing was actually extremely dangerous as well, considering how they were interfering with official Wonderbolt business and all. I hated how that episode made it seem like Rainbow was in the wrong for confronting her parents about it. Yes, Rainbow could have handled it a lot better. She didn't have to snap at her parents the way she did, but honestly, I couldn't blame her for doing so, just like I can't blame Starlight and Sunburst for doing so here. But she could have handled it a lot better. But the point is, she was right. Her parents were in the wrong, and the episode tried to paint it like that Rainbow was in the wrong, and that her parents were completely fine for doing what they were doing, because it showed that they loved her. And again, I'm all for like parents showing love to their children, obviously, but there's certain ways that you should not do it, and the way that Rainbow's parents and parental guidance were doing it was terrible. And the episode may have been funny and entertaining, but if you have a terrible message and try to teach the wrong things to the viewers, that's going to be very bad, especially when your target audience is children. Now, this episode, we still had the snapping moment, but the parents were shown as being in the wrong. They were explicitly stated as, you need to chill. With Sunburst's mom, she needs to let him take care of things on his own. And with Starlight's father, he needs to let her be the grown-up she is. And it's like, it's handled so much better because, again, that's the big thing. It shows that the parents aren't right here in what they're doing. And I'm not just saying that because, parents aren't always right. I'm saying that because, again, comparing to parental guidance, not only were they not in the right, but they were doing things that were damaging their own relationships with their children, damaging their children's mental and emotional health, and hurting the mission at hand with the friendship quest. They needed to stop. And the thing is, like I said, I can understand why Starlight and Sunburst snapped at first. But I'm also glad that they took a step back, realized that that was wrong, and talked to their parents about it in the right way. That they just talked to them about it. Seriously, that is kind of how I view this episode, as parental guidance done right. It fixes every problem that I had with parental guidance. It's kind of the same concept when you think about it, outside of the map quest not being a thing. Well, it was a thing at the time of parental guidance, but in the episode it wasn't. But it's the same kind of concept. A character, or in this case characters, has to deal with overbearing parents. And in the end, the parents' overbearingness becomes too much to where the child snaps and has to confront them about that. But the ending was completely different. The ending in parental guidance, all about how Rainbow was in the wrong for confronting her parents about it. And she should just let her parents be like that, which is, again, completely horrible and destructive as a moral, considering the kind of things they were doing and all. While this episode, it's like, no, we're still going to confront them. We're just going to do so in a nicer and more constructive way. So, yeah, I mean, the comparison is obvious between those two episodes. And it's the difference between them and just the overall quality of them in the end is also very obvious. I really did enjoy this episode. It was funny, but it didn't seem like overly funny. The comedy wasn't the main focus. The parents were overbearing and definitely in the wrong, but it didn't try to paint them as being right. And it made sure we knew that they were in the wrong the entire time. The voice acting was great. The story was well paced and well handled. Everything just really worked. Again, this is based on first viewing. My thoughts and everything could change bit by bit as I rewatch this, but based on first viewing, this was fantastic. I mean, again, not the best episode out there. And I think that's mostly in terms of entertainment value. Because while this episode was very well made, the entertainment value just wasn't as high as other episodes. I think on a technical level, it's better than a lot of the ones this season so far, but on a entertainment level, it's really good, don't get me wrong, but it could be a little more fun, you know? I don't know. You get what I mean, though. I'm sure. Hopefully. Either way. Yeah, I definitely think I need to see this one again to really get a true feel for it. To just see what I think of it after multiple rewatches, because that's important in terms of how I judge and rate these episodes. Rewatchability is a big factor in that. So yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. Plus, again, seeing it multiple times, I'll be able to see it in different ways, and hopefully, I'll notice things that I didn't before. So yeah. um, and again, the designs in this episode of the background ponies, but also the town itself. Like, the animators just did a great job. The animators, the art designers, all of it. I really can't wait to look up fan art of this episode. It's gonna be fantastic, I can tell you that. But yeah, tell me in the comments below what you thought of the parent map. What did you think of Starlight and Sunburst's parents? What did you think of the conflict? And what do you think of the comparison with parental guidance? Do you see it as well as I do, or do you think I'm maybe reaching a little bit? And I'd just like to hear your thoughts either way. So once again, let me know what you think, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie Royal, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles, shed tears along the way.